In the last couple of months, I've been observing this, what we're calling the AI gold rush, which is upon us. Everybody is trying to make a killing from this whole hype about AI. And so far, the majority of this particular conversation has been held in the big cities, the big countries, the US, China, Europe, and all the big boys. And one key thing I always ask when there is a gold rush like this is that where is the hard heading and where are the forgotten opportunities? And the more I look at the whole AI gold rush, I keep on asking myself, where is the opportunity, especially for Africa, Africans, and more so experts? Because everybody is saying that AI has come in to replace our experts, which is true. You can't compete with AI in terms of analyzing if it's engineering, mathematics, science, medicine, and all those other things. AI will always outperform any human brain by a factor of a million or whatever factor that you'd want. But here is a beauty about AI, and this is one thing that people have not understood about AI. AI is just like a student. You have to teach AI in terms of what it needs to output. So there are a lot of opportunities that are out there, and especially for what I call specialists. Now, everybody is looking at the AI race from an application point of view. The tools, the chat GPTs, the Gemini, and all those big AI tools that are being popped up, especially for online business, online transactions, and all that. But then I keep on asking myself, where is the opportunity? Because if you look at even all these particular tools, they're being done by the big boys, Google, OpenAI, DeepSeek, the Chinese platform, and the kind of money these guys are using in terms of even training these particular models is in terms of billions of dollars. That is money and capital that we don't have here in Africa. So now the question is, where are we in this entire whole race? And that got me thinking. The purpose for this video is just to try and break down where these particular opportunities are. If you look at the way AI is being presented, we are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. What do I mean by tip of the iceberg? This is the bit that works, or the chat GPT, or that chat box that you're able to get your stuff in. You're able to type in, let's say, your question, and then it gives you a response. But have you asked yourself, what is the infrastructure that is powering this whole AI race? Now, the most important thing in the entire infrastructure of the AI race is energy, electricity, power. AI models, some of them like the GPUs that are powering, let's say, Gemini, OpenAI, are consuming electricity that is more than what Kenya or majority of African countries consume. So if we were to, let's say, deploy those GPUs that are powering OpenAI or ChatGPT here in Kenya, the consumption of power is more than the entire country is consuming currently. So the biggest race right now is getting places where you can be able to set up these mega power stations that are able to power these GPUs, data centers, and all that. And if there is one place in this entire world where we have abundance of what you call renewable energy, that is wind, solar, hydro, geothermal, is Africa. And majority of these big companies are looking into Africa to be able to set up this particular infrastructure. Now, the question here you'll ask is that this is a big boy race. But now, this is where it gets exciting, and especially for what I call specialists. Initially, they will send teams from Europe, from the US, from China, to come and do the designs of these particular data centers, design of these powerhouses, but they will require local experts. And this is where all you graduates of especially engineering courses, all the way from electrical engineering, mechatronics, mechanical, civil, power engineering, chemical engineers. Now, if you are able to get proper international certifications in terms of what you do currently, if let's say you're a graduate of any of these engineering courses, the key challenge right now for me is that go out there, look at how these guys are recruiting, because they are massively recruiting, especially for electrical engineers and mechanical engineers, just to set up this particular basis. Look for the certifications that they are looking for, especially majority of these certifications are European based or American based. Study those particular certifications, get those certifications immediately. If it's not tomorrow, today. Because I can tell you, even right now, there is a race for guys who have been certified in these traditional engineering courses, because everybody is looking at the computer science, blah, 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 and all that. No, no, no. That is not where the opportunity is. The opportunity is currently with what you call the blue collar manual jobs, that you need an engineer to set up that power station. You need an engineer to set up a data center. You need local engineers that will work with these external expatriates to be able to set up, maintain, support, and all that. So for the millennials, you remember when the mobile phenomena came in, there was a gold rush of, I think it was Safaricom and Airtel then, to set up the base station infrastructure. Like now, Safaricom has coverage almost in the entire country. And one of the ways they were able to achieve that particular coverage is by setting up so many base stations across the country. So we had the companies like Siemens, we had Nokia, we had Huawei. I think there was Siemens, Huawei. There is a couple, okay, I'm forgetting the name, but there were a couple of these top global engineering companies that came, set up base here in Kenya. They scooped almost all the engineers we had then who had done those electrical, computer science, and they'll be able to go and configure those masts, the base station mast, set up the generators. Right now, majority of these particular base stations have now been converted to solar. And I still remember majority of even the guys we graduated with who were picked up by Siemens and all these other big boys, the first thing they were allocated was a double cab. You can imagine graduating from the university, you are given a double cab and you're given, let's say, 5 base stations to monitor in terms of the setup and all that. And a lot of these engineers made money. That hype, after maybe, I think it lasted around 5, 6, 10 years. And then we transition now from deploying new base stations to now support and maintenance. And there are still guys who make good money maintaining these particular base stations for Safaricom and all the other big boys. So that phenomenon is the one that is just about to repeat itself when it comes to this whole data center thing. And I can tell you there is a mad rush for these engineering specialists. Now, another key thing over and above power is what you call support and maintenance. You have these particular data centers that are massive. They need a lot of cooling, a lot of support, cabling, just maintaining those particular data centers to those international standards and everything. So guys who have done especially courses around maintenance of these refrigerated systems, air conditioning systems, fans, networking, yeah, all those Cisco chaps with Cisco networking, which was almost dying off. So any person who has a career or a specialty around data center management, you are able to be sent in to do maybe just maintenance of the cooling system. So you don't need to be like an AI or a computer scientist to be able to take advantage of this. And this is what I told you, and especially for you millennials who have the expertise, kindly go out there, get the certifications that these big boys are looking for, because for the next maybe 5-10 years, any person with proper certifications to maintain the infrastructure that powers AI will make a killing in Africa. If you're a graduate or you are in the university, now STEM, those STEM courses to a CBC will become extremely important, because what has happened of late is that, I don't know if it's laziness or not, people have shied off doing hard courses, engineering courses, mechanical courses, and everybody is doing BCom or business related courses, business administration courses, HR, marketing courses, what I call the soft sciences. And I'm not saying they're bad. You find guys who are digital literate, a lot of them now turning to what you call social media marketing or social media management. You have a lot of brokers, business people, selling or brokering. You buy an item from China, you make a profit, or you add some bit of markup and then you resell it. So the people we are calling digital literate, 80% of them have non-core engineering and mechanical expertise. So if you're in these particular STEM related courses, you are willing to burn the midnight oil and get these particular certifications to maintain the ecosystem of AI. My friend, whoever you are, you will be a millionaire in the next 5 years. But you need to do the hard work now. You need to start applying for these particular engineering and mechanical support roles that are supporting this entire ecosystem, from the power infrastructure, from the database infrastructure, and also another very soft skill that is in very high demand is people to train these particular agents. The way AI works is, as said, is like a student. You have to train AI. Before we get into what you call the general agents that are able to train themselves, and we're almost getting there. There is a very massive big race in terms of that whole computing. I think I keep on forgetting the name, but where the AI itself is able to teach itself, it's able to reason, blah blah blah, and all that. So right now we have teams, and especially BPO kind of establishments that are coming all over, even here in Kenya, across Africa. We have a lot of companies that are doing this particular training of these particular models, where you're used in terms of content moderation, being able to train this particular AI model between good and bad, good images, bad images, proper responses, non-proper responses. We are having very big demand of knowledge sets or knowledge data sets, let's say in the agricultural ecosystem, for AI to be able to give proper responses around our agricultural ecosystem. They need data, real-time data about the agricultural ecosystem, medical records. You saw that deal between Kenya and the US in terms of medical data. And you ask yourself, why are these guys signing this kind of contracts? All that data is going, majority of it will be used to inform the AI models and also inform the pharmaceutical industry in terms of the drugs that they need to create, where the disease trends moving. So if you are an expert, it doesn't matter which area, even medical experts, epidemiologists, agriculturists, especially agricultural economists, watu wa Egerton, there is so much opportunity for somebody who has a special skill set, that you are able to use that particular skill set to correct data, to be able to be used for training these particular AI models, especially for our localized content. History, archives in terms of Mau Mau wars, there is so much data that is required to be able to create these super intelligent AI models and agents. So right now there's so much focus in terms of the general knowledge, the sciences, those general stuff that are constant across the world. But now when you come to those very unique subsets of data sets that are unique to a particular area, a particular region, a particular culture, a particular way in terms of soil types, in terms of the diseases. So for you, an expert, and I keep on saying, AI is not coming to replace the human born or the human being. AI will replace those people who will not learn how to use AI to survive, or will not take advantage of AI as a tool to be able to propel their careers, their professions to the next level. So you as an expert, it's not a time to fear. It's actually a time to celebrate, but you need to burn the midnight oil, get the right certification, get the right AI tools that supercharge whatever you do on a day-to-day basis, and then align yourself with the economy. I always say, look for the profit pool. Where is the money flowing? What expertise do you have that others do not have? And then how do you offer that expertise at a fee to the highest bidder? And I can tell you there is a massive search for experts who have learned how to optimize and use AI tools, A, to supercharge whatever they do, and B, to inform and support the AI ecosystem. So the big question to you is that, based on your expertise, your experience, your positioning in this particular world, or even where you come from, what is that unique thing that you can be able to contribute to the AI ecosystem and you're able to monetize it? Food for thought. If you want those millions, you need to think. You need to think outside the box. Don't follow the herd. Always ask yourself, if everybody is going towards north, what is in south or west or east? Guys, think outside the box and ask yourself, what is this asset that I have and how does it fit into the entire AI ecosystem? So, I would love to hear what other out of the box kind of ideas do you have, or based on where you are, that you think we can be able to capitalize on this whole AI gold rush. Tyros Nuggets. See you when you've made those millions.